Hello and welcome. Today is Friday. It is the second day of January 2015. My name is Derek. Welcome to the 2014 year-end analysis video. This is going to be multiple parts. Part 2 should come out tomorrow on Saturday. If there is a third part, that will come out on Sunday. On this video, we're going to take a look at the multiple time frame analysis for silver on the yearly, quarterly, monthly, weekly, and daily charts, as well as Silver Eagle sales for 2014. Future parts will include gold on multiple time frames, crude oil, the Dow Jones, the US dollar index, the US Canadian cross, the US ruble cross, and the ruble priced in silver. So a lot to go over. For the year, price action was down in 3 2/3, down to 1572, down about 19%. And it was down 36% the year before that in 2013. 3 out of the last 4 years are that of losing years. And now I beg the question, how much further do the powers that be plan on bringing this thing lower? It's at the point now where I would not be a buyer at this level, given, of course, that I already have a decent supply, meaning if you're still new into the game and looking to add to a new or starting a new collection, perfect time, in my opinion, to start. And yeah, so how much further does this have the potential to go towards? Right now, it's at a significant Fibonacci level using the 25-cent lows from the early 1930s, the barely above $50 highs from 1980, thus retracing 23% of its move. If this level doesn't hold, then we'd be talking about the next little bit of the area, which this Fibonacci 6 2/3, even up to the $10 area. Does it have the potential to do so? I don't know. I realize that many people are unaware of what fiat currency is, how it's mathematically guaranteed to cause debt to individuals, to businesses, to countries at excruciating levels based on the high aggressiveness factor of lending and interest. So because I would fully expect people to be just as unaware this year as they were all the previous years, there's not much that would surprise me for this year. But with that being stated, people have talked before about a cup and handle formation. It's where you have a high, you go down lower, you revisit the high, but the next time you make a significant higher low and then break resistance. That is a bullish pattern. So there's the high, there's the low, there's the matching high. As of now, this would be significantly higher, and any move above that would create that pattern. Of course, it's got a long ways to go. The yearly chart is the only one that I'm going to be showing you that has a rising 18 average and is not below the 18 average of lows. So that shows how much they have destroyed this market. I got a yearly chart I'm going to show on either Saturday or Sunday for the Dow, and when I do such, I'm going to compare some analytical data for both the silver and the Dow yearly term time frame. Okay, so now let's change up to the quarterly chart. We'll look at the last quarter of this chart, basically this little bit in here. So now let's bring this in. Here we have it. So 18 average is declining. It has been below the band for a couple of years now. This was an interesting period in here after establishing a $26 support level, breaking below there, having this little bit of you can call it a bear flag now, since 1-2 periods below that. So we have a interesting pattern on a Fibonacci level. When you see something like this occur, you break down a significant level, and you're relatively halfway between two significant points. The key that I'm looking for is, A, will it come here first? If it does, I like the long opportunity with a exit opportunity in here. That's, of course, playing the game plan for a fiat currency collapse. That would not be an exit opportunity. Secondly, is you're looking for a move to previous support, which you would expect to come as resistance, Fibonacci is $19 per ounce, of course, with a expected target down to 10.5. If, of course, that's what's going to take place. I don't know what these guys are capable of. That's why, for myself, I don't want to buy until it comes anywhere within this little range here, hoping that it never does. This whole thing becomes a failed breakdown, moves into this band, and then failed move, fast move to take place. It could take a long period. This is a quarterly time frame. Could take 10, 12, 14 periods, which would take us to the end of this decade, if, of course, that's how it's going to play out. The next chart we're going to take a look at will be the monthly term time frame. So we'll take a look at the last little bit in here. So let's move in the monthly now. The month ended with a gain of 28 cents or 1.8%. It was also an outside month, which means this low, lower than the previous low, this high, higher than the previous month. It really didn't close up or down. Like, yeah, technically it closed up, but it pretty much was in the area of where it closed in November. You have the situation where you were playing the bands as resistance. So now, of course, this area looking to be that of possible resistance. I got the exact same Fibonacci levels that was shown on the quarterly chart. For this to be a failed breakdown, it has to stay in this band, maybe go flat for a while, but break above it, come back, and then break resistance. Could take several months for something like that to take place if, of course, the bottom is now. Let's now take a look at this on the weekly chart. The weekly week isn't over yet. The market's trading right now. It's in roughly around $16 per ounce as I'm doing this. But same situation within this 18 average band. Major support at 19 per ounce, breaking below it. It is for the first time on this leg lower. Been finding support or resistance, correctionary phase within this band. Therefore, significant break below this key support it has played within the last few weeks. You would at least be looking for a test of 14, but most likely breaking below that as well. If it does manage to get above this, the 18 average band should at least flatten out. I've said this so many times, looking for a move back to the band and then break resistance. Situation like that, maybe finally it will have a multi-week bull market. Let's now take this on to the daily chart. And again, there's an action going on today, but there's no need to update the chart because not much is going on. It has established major support at 15.5 per ounce. You significantly see it below the low 15s, as I've stated within the previous time frame. Don't be surprised if it has a test of the low 14s. So it's declining average, but you know what? For what I'm concerned, the average should be something like this within this band. Break above here. I'll be looking for a move above this level, maybe possible support to come in. But for now, it's got a long ways to go before I can give any possible bullish conviction towards this chart. So for years, months, weeks, quarters, this thing has been in a major bear market, showing that the demand for silver must be extremely low. So let's take a look at Silver Eagle sales for 2014, which ended at 44 million ounces sold, the most ever. So yet another record-breaking year, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the last 7 years has been records, and it really never picked up until 2008, the Silver Eagle sales, that is. Why? Because that is when the information to fiat currencies and to the economic situation was available within the internet. So those who seen the problems decided maybe I should get into physical silver. They've been buying it. Powers that be have been really destroying the price action. If we take a look at this again, let's take a look at some numbers by the half decades. 90 to 94, there were 31 million sold. For the next 5 years, 25. then 47, then from 05 to 09, there was 76, and well, 195 million sold in the last 5 years, with 44 million sold just this year. That was more than the entire half decade here, much more than this one, and almost the same as a 5-year period from 2000 to 2004. Now, as we've got, let's put this on the quarterly instead. As this thing has been doing all of this downward action, and possibly this could be going on for a significant amount of time, two things are occurring within silver stackers. One, this is the unfortunate incident. A lot of people are collecting, preparing for this economic collapse, and as the depression we're going in with unemployment and food stamp usage continuing to accelerate to terrible numbers, a lot of these people are going to be forced to liquidate at much lower prices than they want, and probably that their average cost is at. That really does suck. There's going to be a lot of people in better financial situations that are going to be able to accumulate a lot more silver than they had planned, because they thought and I thought by now that the currency would have been collapsed by now, or at least much higher silver prices. But B, now they're going to spend X amount. Let's just assume X in this case is 2,500. Well, they're going to get twice as much silver here than they would if the price was there, and 3 times as much as if it would be up here. So that's another reason why so many people are going to be accumulating a lot more. And because of the fact that we're seeing all of these silver eagles sold like we are, to me, this is an increase in the money supply, real money that is, gold, silver, something there's not that much of, in my opinion. That keyword, my opinion. And then, of course, the stimulus is just something you have to do, is add fiat currency mix into this debt-based system, is also increased to what they call the money supply, something that I figure, or I'm using my opinion and calculated opinion in stating that the currency supply is expanding way more than what it should be. Now, ask yourself, how many silver eagles, how many silver ounces in investment form are available? I'm going to give you a number. 7 billion. I'm not saying that's how many they are, but that's what the world population is somewhere around. So if there happen to be 7 billion ounces of silver, that means the average human citizen would have 1 ounce. If there was 14, the average citizen would have 2. This is how I'm determining that there's not that much real money in this world when I take total silver, total gold, total palladium in comparison to a world population of approximately 7 billion. So thank you for watching part 1 of this video, and have yourself a great weekend. Bye-bye.